Hello, welcome back everyone. We're working a little bit more today with our home invasion training, okay? And if you guys didn't see the first video, you should go and check it out. There's a lot of good stuff there. And the focus of this training is getting a snapshot in our mind of the situation before the shooting starts, okay? So there's three things that we need, okay? And we need to take to capture in that snapshot that we're taking. We need to know how many guys there are, all right, how many bad guys. We need to know what their positions are, okay? And then we need to know if we're shooting left to right or right to left, okay? And the reason why those three things are significant is, first of all, we need to know how many guys we have, and there's four possibilities here. 1, 2, 3, or many, okay? We're not going to be able to count more than many. If there are many guys, basically we know we got a pretty big problem, okay? So 1, 2, 3, or many. So we gotta know how many guys, how many bad guys we're fighting. We need to know what their positions are, okay? And in this situation, right, I have basically one guy that's kind of sort of by himself to the left, and well, actually, the way this is set up is they're kind of like in a triangle position where I got one guy in the front, right? He's really got the center, and then there's one guy to the left behind him, and then one guy to the right behind him. So even though they seem to be in a triangle position from the angle of the camera, if I move slightly to the left over here, okay, now basically I'm in a position where I have the first guy and the guy to the right lined up, okay, and the guy on the left is by himself. So this is why it's important to know what their positions are. So first we got to know about how many guys we have, then we want to know what their positions are, so then we can make the third decision, right? The third thing we got to decide is, are we shooting left to right or right to left? And in this circumstances, because I have a piece of cover here, okay, which presumably represents a piece of, a sheetrock wall or the corner of a sheetrock wall, which is not bulletproof, but at least it offers something. At least it might offer some concealment. It offers something, so I'm going to use it. Something is better than nothing when it comes to concealment and cover. So since I have a piece of concealment here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to step to the left behind this, and I'm going to engage the guy on the left, the guy that's by himself first, okay? And the reason for that is because, after that first shot is fired, there's going to be a lot of confusion, there's going to be a lot of chaos, and basically at that point, I'm working off of that snapshot that I took in my mind. Basically, before the shooting started, I programmed in my brain what I was going to do, because I know how many guys there are, I know what the positions are, and I know if I'm shooting left to right or right to left. Those are three things I don't want to have to try and figure out in the middle of a gunfight. I want to have that already in my head, and I want to have a plan. It's a mini plan, okay? It's dealing with the immediate threat. But that's one less thing that I can think of. And, like I discussed in the earlier video, during a gunfight, your brain is not really good at accepting new information, processing it, and then being able to act upon that, okay? So basically, your brain really kind of shuts down, slows down, however you want to see it. With more time and more experience, with multiple gunfights under your belt, in a shit hit the fan type of situation, presumably in the future your brain might get better at processing this type of information. But in your first gunfight, okay, that initial, that first gunfight, that first contact, okay, you're gonna have a hard time processing information during a gunfight. So when the gunfight starts, we need to know those things. We need to have those things in our head. How many guys we have. What are the positions, and are we shooting left to right or right to left? Okay, so in this situation here, because I have that cover over here, I'm going to move towards the left. I'm going to engage that first guy, not the first guy, the guy on the left who's by himself, okay? And part of the reason why I'm engaging him, okay, because I know once I get him out, then I got two guys that from my angle over here are lined up in front of each other, okay? So even if there's a couple things. I'm aiming at the first guy. There's a chance that my bullets might go through him and into the guy behind him. There's also the possibility that in the chaos, the guy in the back is going to end up shooting the guy in the front, okay? I'm not going to count on that, but, it can happen, and there's certainly no reason for me to engage the guy in the back first, right? So I'm going to engage the guy in the front, and with any luck, I'm shooting at the guy in the front, and the guy behind him is also shooting at the guy, in front of him. And my bullets, are basically passing through my first guy, going into my second guy. Okay, so that's basically the best I can do with this situation. Now, in this particular circumstance that I'm training today, I'm in the unfortunate position where I don't have my AR-15. Okay, I don't have a rifle that has a full-size magazine in it. I don't have my red dot. All I have is my pistol. Okay, and we're not going to get into how I ended up in this miserable position where I only have a pistol to take into this gunfight. But that's my situation. But the good thing I did is that, I have a full-size duty pistol. I have a Glock 17, okay, it's fully topped off, right, so 17 rounds. I have an extra magazine, okay, which is good because after I'm done shooting at these guys, I'm going to definitely want to reload, because in this situation, I'm basically going to unload on these guys. Given the fact that it's low light conditions, I don't know if, I'm not going to be sure if I'm hitting them or not hitting them. What I'm doing is I'm getting into my position and I am aiming at positions. Because after that first shot, after the flashes go off and the smoke, because, inside, when you're shooting indoors without ventilation, there's going to be a lot of gun smoke. I'm probably not going to be able to see them once the shooting starts. So I'm aiming at the last known positions, okay? That's the best I can do. So I'm going to gauge that first guy that's by himself, okay? And then after I put a couple of shots at him, I'm immediately going to the next two guys who are basically nicely lined up, one in front of each other, okay? So that hopefully my rounds will go through one guy and into the next guy. What I am doing is I'm using full metal jacket. I'm not using hollow points. I'm using the same stuff that the military uses, right? They use full metal jacket. And I want to use full metal jacket because I want that penetration. I want to go through the first guy and go and get into the second guy if at all possible, okay? I don't know if that's the reason why the military uses full metal jacket instead of hollow points. I think there are some prohibitions with the Geneva Convention against using hollow points in warfare. But the point is that in this particular situation, I do want that penetrating power. I do want to shoot through multiple guys, with a single round, okay? I know, this is my house. I know where my family members are. Everybody knows where to go, in a home invasion. They know where that safe room is. So there's no chance that my family is going to be behind those bad guys as they're coming down that hallway or that corridor or up the staircase, okay? So I'm going to use the narrow hallways, the narrow confines of the house to my advantage, okay? Basically the width that those three targets are right there, that's probably as wide as people can get coming down a hallway or a corridor, okay? So I'm definitely going to use that to my advantage and try to use use one bullet to hit multiple guys, multiple bad guys if I can, okay? So let's start. Okay, so I come out of my holster. I'm going to engage that first guy on the left. Do a quick scan assess. I'm going to do a magazine change because I don't know if there's anybody coming in behind these guys, okay? And I'm going to reholster, okay? So there's some ideas for you guys to think about, as far as a home invasion, and basically you're going to be putting multiple rounds into last known positions, okay, because of the low light conditions and the smoke conditions, okay. Naturally those targets are only 4 inches. They're only about that big, so they're a lot smaller than what would be a man-sized target. So basically almost all of those shots probably would have hit something if you've got 4 full-grown men in a hallway, okay. So thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys next time.